So this girl is about to lose her best friend and her money at her own wedding, and it all starts with a phone call that should have been a red flag. Let me tell you about Uloma. She's this event planner in Lagos, the kind of woman who can organize a party for 500 people and still remember to put extra pepper in the jollof because that's how our client likes it. She has this magnetic energy that makes people gravitate towards her, and she's been planning her own wedding like it's the Olympics of Nigerian celebrations. Her fiancé Chike is this quiet banker who balances her fire with his calm, and together they are the kind of couple that makes other people believe in love. Now, Uloma has this best friend, Tommy, and when I say best friend, I mean they've been tight since secondary school. They share clothes, they share secrets, they call each other sister. These two have their bond where if one of them gets into trouble, the other will show up with a plan and probably some money to fix it. Tommy used to work in sales, had this bubbly personality, but life happened and she lost her job when her company started cutting people left and right. So Uloma is planning this massive wedding, complete with a joint bachelor and bachelorette party that's going to include watching a football match at Teslim Balogun Stadium. This is tradition for her and Chike, something they've always talked about doing together. The whole thing is going to cost serious money: flights, hotels, and walks. And Tommy, who's been struggling since she lost her job, can't afford to come. Here's where Uloma makes a decision that's going to bite her in the behind later. She offers to pay for everything: 500,000 naira for flights, hotels, and whole package. Tommy can pay her back in installments after the wedding. It seems like the perfect solution, right? Best friend gets to be at the wedding. Tommy gets some time to enjoy herself and forget about her troubles, and Uloma gets her sister by her side on the most important day of her life. But Tommy then starts showing her true colors, and honey, they are not pretty. 2 weeks before the party, Tommy calls Uloma during work hours. Now, you know when someone calls you during work, it better be important. But Tommy's voice is all light and airy, like she's about to share some harmless gossip. She's laughing between words and then she drops it casual as anything. She cheated on her boyfriend during some recent trip. She calls it an adrenaline rush, like she just went on a roller coaster ride instead of breaking someone's trust. Uloma goes quiet on the phone. In her head, her grandmother's voice is stirring. In Igbo tradition, you don't want someone standing beside you at the altar carrying moral baggage. The bride's blessing can be tangled with theirs, and nobody wants that kind of spiritual confusion on their wedding day. But Uloma pushes the thought away because she doesn't want to start a fight so close to her wedding. 1 week before the party, Tommy sends a WhatsApp message. Very casual. Babe, I can't make it again. But Uloma presses for a reason because obviously she needs to know what's going on. Tommy admits she doesn't want to come anymore because she's not feeling her boyfriend, and coming on the trip with him will make him think they're serious. She even says she doesn't want to break up with him yet because he's still useful to her. Let me pause here because this is where any reasonable person would have seen the red flags flying. Your best friend just told you she's using a man. She cheated on him. She doesn't want him to think they are serious, but she also doesn't want to break up with him because he's useful. And she's willing to miss your wedding because of this mess. But Uloma is still trying to be understanding. She's thinking, maybe Tommy's just confused. Maybe she's going through something. So she calls her for a proper conversation because this WhatsApp nonsense isn't cutting it. During that phone call, Uloma finally confronts Tommy about her behavior. She can't understand why her best friend won't attend her wedding because of some flimsy excuse about not wanting her boyfriend to think she's into him. This is when Tommy completely flips the script. She starts accusing Uloma of being selfish, saying that paying for the trip isn't enough. What about her outfits? Does Uloma know how much weddings cost for guests? Is it her plan to humiliate Tommy by not covering every single expense? This babe has audacity. Uloma has already spent 500,000 naira, and now Tommy is demanding more money and calling her selfish for not offering it. Tommy goes on this whole rant about how Uloma doesn't understand her, how she's being unsupportive, how she's changed. She's painting herself as the victim in the situation where she's literally abandoning her best friend's wedding over a man she admits she doesn't even want. Uloma has had enough at this point. She's tired, she's hurt, and she's finally seeing her best friend for who she really is. So she tells Tommy not to bother coming to the wedding at all. Just pay back the money she owes and then they can call it even. Tommy agrees, but guess what happens next? Nothing. Not one kobo comes back to Uloma. Tommy just disappears with the money like it was a gift she deserved. So now, Uloma has to scramble to find a replacement for her chief bridesmaid position. She ends up asking a family friend, Ngozi, who steps in graciously, but the damage is done. The person she imagined standing beside her for this once-in-a-lifetime moment has vanished, leaving a gap that nobody else can truly feel. And she has to keep smiling for photos and guests, knowing that people will be asking where Tomi is and that gossip will spread about the absence. On that morning of the wedding, while Uloma is in her hotel room getting her gilly tied, her phone buzzes with a long message from Tomi. You've changed. I can't believe you ever accused me of stealing from you. I thought we were sisters. You just don't understand me. Can you imagine? On the morning of your wedding, this woman is still trying to make herself the victim. She's stolen 500,000 naira, abandoned her best friend, and now she's sending guilt trip messages on the wedding day. Uloma stares at the screen, torn between anger and grief. For a moment, she considers replying, but then the bridal music drifts in from outside, pulling her back into the present. She makes a decision right there. She's not going to let this woman steal her joy. On top of the stealing of her money, she puts the phone down and walks into her wedding. The ceremony is beautiful. The reception is everything she dreamed it would be. The hall is filled with laughter, especially during the couple's game, where each question makes the crowd go crazy with laughter. Uloma's eyes sweep the room, thinking in the glitter of Ashwebi, the warm face of family, the man beside her who makes all of this worth it. For a moment, the gap where Tomi should have been tugs at her heart, but it no longer overshadows the day. She might not have her best friend by her side, but she has her husband's hand in hers. A future unfolding and a joy so full, silencing the ache. The money is gone, but so is the constant drama. Uloma finally accepts that loyalty cannot be bought with flights and hotel bookings, and that protecting her peace matters more than clinging to shared history. Here's the advice, and this is important when someone shows you who they are. Believe them the first time. Don't make excuses for people who take advantage of your kindness. Don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm, and definitely don't let someone else's chaos steal your joy on the days that matter most to you.